I thought this was supposed to be about sarcasm. Where?
Hello. Hey, those last couple of videos my boy Joey did part, I hope you were catching the sarcasm that he was laying down because it was pretty thick. I hope you know that we weren't buying J-Nug, right? Looking for it to go from 300 to 600. As a matter of fact, if you could believe this, we were buying Dust and JDST today. Now, well, more importantly, I hope you realize I wasn't shorting Alcoa and Rig, considering these are my two favorite stocks. But again, Rig kind of kind of trying to break out, and also the LL. Well, LL Joey was talking about buying the LL. Well, we did sell the LL today. We had the breakout from 1649. And again, these videos are all fun to make and all that, but if you're listening to a guy on YouTube for your financial advice, you deserve to lose money. I mean, if you're gonna sit there like you're sitting there waiting, oh man, I listen. Let me see what he's telling me to do now. The only way you're gonna really know, I think you know where I'm going with this conversation, right? There's a reason that there's 40, 50 people hanging out with me every day because these videos are just for fun. You understand? Maybe a little market commentary from time to time where I think maybe the market's gonna go. You all know that I'm a bear by nature. I don't believe in this crap. But obviously, after this Brexit now, how could you remain a bear? So
But you said
the
the market
sarcasm
never
of
goes
me
down.
shorting the market
Where?
and the unlimited funds, because let's assume you were shorting during Brexit. Are you still short? Because if you are, you must be losing money. If you were shorting Rig, you're losing money. If you were shorting any of those stocks that I like, the ATI, the Alcoa even, the US Steel, the LL, even WLL got rammed in your, got ripped up on the upside today. There's a point where you have to say, I better cover unless you have unlimited funds. Unless you have enough money to withstand a 10-point move on the Qs, somewhere in there, I just have to assume rationally that you might have covered your short. That's just rational thought. I know rational thought doesn't apply in a bull market, and maybe tomorrow we go down. And I certainly wasn't shorting GoPro on a breakout. Finally broke $11.20. Certainly wasn't looking to get out of any of these stocks. FEYE, Rig, Alcoa, WLL, SQ. Look, there is some investments that I have, but that's nothing. Know what I did today? You want to know what I did? I traded Taser short, and I did a small trade in Dust. That's it. That's reality. Look at the Taser chart, figure out why I shorted it, and there you'll have a little inkling of what I try to do. I trade sometimes 0 times a day. Sometimes I trade 4 times. I need reversals. I need VWAP violations. RLYP today was one that, again, I suggested people buy it at 2150. But when it broke 2150 and got to close to 22, then I also said, all right, let's take some profits here. Then the thing became a short, and we were shorting it. So if I was to make a video in the middle of the day saying, I love RLYP, and then you watch the video 40 minutes later and you buy RLYP, it's already done. The trade's over. We were shorting it probably when you were buying it watching a YouTube video. So if you haven't stopped in, it's kennyglick at AOL.com. Send me an email with your phone number. We'll talk on the phone, see what you're into. If you want to learn how to take medium risk for medium reward, that's what I try to do. High probability trades, and even on the Taser. I was so afraid to short stocks, I couldn't believe the trade was working. So when it went down 10 cents, I started covering some. And then it went down another 30 cents, and I was like, wow, I better cover. And then it went down $1. And if you think for a second, I'm buying UVXY. I mean, when the market pulled back today at 145, what we affectionately call the 2 o'clock fucking, the UVXY spiked up to $7.30. Where do you think we sold it, right? I say we because we're a Borg here. I suggested to people that maybe you buy it at 7:05 when it was hanging above VWAP for the 2 o'clock fucking. The 2 o'clock fucking is basically a counter trend move that happens around 1:45 and usually ends at 2:15. And if you don't go back into trend, generally you get fucked. That's why we've been calling it 2 o'clock fucking since 1998. That tends to work. So then the market pulled back to where the 2 o'clock fucking was. How come UVXY wasn't back to the highs of the day? Because it sucks. It's good for pops, and then it usually just drops and disintegrates. So then my guys in the room, they were buying SVXY when the UVXY started to come in. The only way you're going to really, truly know what's happening, and again, it's just a few clicks. Send me an email. I'll send you the link. You come hang out. And then, and only then, because there was one trade I suggested, shorting ATI today. It broke down. We got negative. It held the multi-day VWAP. I suggested people cover, and then you covered some for a profit, and the rest of it you got stopped out for a small loss. But look what the stock did. So instead of making $100, you wound up making $10 on the trade. But if you had held it short the
But
whole
you
day
said the
or
market
didn't cover,
never
you wound
goes
up losing
down.
probably $1,000
Where?
bucks. So again, making a video after the fact or even during the trade, it doesn't matter because there's time for me to load the video, get the video on YouTube, and then it's over. I do it live. There's no disguising what goes on when it's live and you see on the screen if I'm making money or losing money in the trade. Then you can judge me. ATI, no good. But hey, if you're in the rig, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. Or the FEYE, not too bad. You know, ENDP got back to 1750. Not too bad. SVXY today, fantastic. RLYP. So, remember, the videos are for me to blow off steam half the time. Maybe a little market commentary on what I think may happen in the next couple of days. If I had to make a call right now, I'm not going to because I have no idea what the market's going to do tomorrow. But you know what I'm going to do? If Con Ed, one of my stocks that I'm looking to short, if it gaps up tomorrow and then rolls back over, I'm looking to short it because I think it may fall another $1.50 from here. And that's it. And if that's the one trade I do and I short Con Ed tomorrow, if I short it, if the proper setup arises, then I will trade it. Hopefully it goes down $1 and I'll make $400, $500 on the trade, and that'll be it. Now, what I think may happen is that eventually this market will gap up and it won't hold the gap and we'll actually have some profit taking after a 2.5-week rally that has not relented. Eventually we're going to get a gap up. Okay, this is a serious part. If we gap up tomorrow and the QQQ doesn't get back above, let's call it 1180, even if it breaks 1180, if it doesn't get past 112 and starts to sell off, even then I'm not looking to short the market. But if the UVXY can actually start maybe not going down, that'll be the sign that maybe there's some profit taking about to ensue. And then we will short the Qs. So I'm looking to short the Qs tomorrow. I'm not short the Qs right now. I'm looking to short Con Ed tomorrow. I'm not short Con Ed right now. I'm looking to buy Alcoa again. Sorry, I'm looking to buy more Alcoa now, even though I just didn't buy any more at 905, 915, 950, and 985, where I probably should have bought it. But you know what? Now that there's some consolidation and the stock couldn't break down today, maybe there'll be some more buying on it. So if Alcoa was to gap down 10 or 15 cents tomorrow and starts to go green and starts to generate an organic buying, because I don't like to buy stocks when they're gapped up because that's artificial. But if a stock starts down and gains some strength in the morning, that's an organic move. That's a real bullish move, not a gap. So on that note, it's Kenny Glick at AOL.com. Come hang out. Maybe I'll teach you a few things. Maybe I won't. But the moral of the story is these guys on StockTwits and YouTube and Twitter who are constantly saying that they're short the market, and these newsletters that I read on MarketWatch.com on how they're looking for 80%. One guy's calling for an 80% fall in 2016. So we only got 5 months left for 2016 to be over already. I don't think we're going down 80%. I don't think we're going down 20%. But if we do, but if we start to go down, for instance, tomorrow, if what I just described happened, I'll be shorting the market. As bullish as I am, I will be shorting the market, trust me. But if you want to know for a fact if I'm shorting the market, there's only one way to find out. All right, that's it. I think that was serious. There was nothing tongue-in-cheek in there. There was nothing sarcastic about it. That's my plan. I come in every day with 90% cash. My dad still owns the Qs, laughed in my face when I said, "Dad, are you afraid of this Brexit?" And he said, "Give it a month. We'll be back to where we came from." Meanwhile, 2 weeks later, we're already back and then some. Long-term holding, still working out pretty well for my dad. And again, you know the stocks that he owns. I mention them all the time, the Qs, the GE. And back to the GE, I would never short GE, ever. Unless, what? It gaps up on an earnings report and rolls over and goes red, I'll probably short GE that day. I have not traded GE probably since the stock broke $8, 5 or 6 years ago. But my dad still owns it. So fucking A, GE to 50. I hope it goes to 50. And I hope the Qs go to 143. I hope the Dow goes to 36,000. Because my dad is fully loaded. So, and again, you know why my dad owns the Qs? He didn't even know what the QQQ was until I told him about it. I was like, "Dad, it's the top 100 stocks in the NASDAQ. If you're going to buy anything, start with the Qs." And that was around 55, 65, 75. And that's where he stopped buying them, at 75. So if they pull back another 10 points from here, sure, it's going to suck. But the ultimate target is 120 that we thought could happen by January 20th, I think is the day. All my targets that I've given on stocks are for where I thought this market would rally to. I don't care who's president. January 20th of 2017 is where I think a lot of these stocks, if we stay on this pattern of sell-off, rally, sell-off, I think we're going to be going up till January 20th, 2017. If I'm wrong, doesn't make a difference because I'll probably be shorting somewhere in the chaos if it starts again. All right. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Send me an email. And God bless America. See ya. Marty!